보면 웃음 나오는 힐끗 그래서 우린 지금을 참고 살아 난 미쳤다 생각하면서 keep dreaming 희망이란 끈 잡고 살아 이 험한 현실에서 아직 붙잡아두고 싶은 꿈 넘고 힘든 삶은 능선에서 때론 포기하고 싶은 꿈 너와 천천히 오래 걷고 싶어 until the end of time 지금 난 간절
Jemai, welcome to NBA 2K TV. Now you're getting scanned for NBA 2K26. I know you play 2K, so what's that experience going to be like for you to see your face in the game?
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be really kind of weird, but at the same time shocking. I'm gonna have a lot of emotions, you know, going into it. I think when I first put in the game and I'm gonna go look at my player, like seeing my face on there is really gonna be kind of surreal, you know.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome, everyone. Here it is at long last. It's the start of the NBA regular season. I know everyone's just as excited as we are here on 2K Sports to get things underway. With two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Now a look at Detroit's starting lineup. Cunningham is out there with Duncan Robinson. Then there's Holland. Then there's Jalen Duren. And it's Thompson in at the 3. And for the Raptors, Barnes is the 4 with Pirtle in the middle. Quickly at point with Barrett by his side. They're the guards. And it's Ingram in at the 3 spot. The start of a fresh season. But we know the focus for both of these teams is to come out strong today.
Yeah, for the first handful of games, you just want to play hard and build some chemistry. Get more comfortable with your teammates while also learning. Their tendencies and preferences.
And so off the tip, it's the Raptors. Pass to Quickly. Robinson against Barrett. 5 on the clock. The rebound by Detroit.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Robinson passes to Thompson. The putback. It's good on the putback.
He really gets in perfect position for the follow. Just a terrific read.
Pass to Ingram. Inside. And Pirtle gets it to go on the assist by Ingram.
Yeah, that's Pirtle, willing to absorb the contact and finish despite that. Really nicely done.
Well, you need a real big-time star to win in this league. And Grant, the Pistons have that in Cade Cunningham.
Oh, my, B.A. It took until year 4 for him to really break through. Already a player who can impact the game in so many ways, but when his numbers go up across the board, that's doing something special.
On the wing, Thompson. Oh, it's blocked by Barnes.
Send it back, Scotty Barnes. Show off that defensive acumen.
Barrett against Robinson. Shot is good by Barrett.
Well, we know this guy is always a threat offensively. You can't lose sight of him.
Pass to Thompson. Here's Holland. He's guarded by Barnes. Oh, rejected by Pirtle.
Oh, Pirtle, he is not having it at the rim on the defensive end. That is beautifully done.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Quickly finds Ingram. Foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. That one on Thompson. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Well, excitement building in Ontario ahead of this coming May when the WNBA makes its long-awaited launch north of the border. The Toronto Tempo will become Canada's first ever WNBA franchise, and with that league finding a rhythm, this debut feels right on time.
It's a beautiful thing. Shams, appreciate the report.
Yeah, and Brandon Ingram doesn't get enough credit for his growth as a free throw shooter. He shot below 70% from the line in his first 3 seasons, but since then, he hasn't dipped below 80.
This is definitely not the guy to foul. He loves getting to the free throw line.
And he's playing the game with a certain flair right now.
Oh, he caps off the move with a little hang time on the rim. Now here's Ingram. Over Thompson. And the Raptors miss again.
That's a shot he makes with regularity, but that time the defense up to the challenge.
Pass to Holland.
2 minutes left in the first. 2 minutes.
Hurdle with some nice D. And so it's Ingram with it. He brings it up for the Toronto Raptors. This is their first game against Detroit this season.
And solid pass from Cunningham. He has a good understanding for when the defense has overcommitted.
Outside Ingram. Shoots over Thompson. Off to left rim and out. For Detroit, they've gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. Robinson passes to Cunningham. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. The Raptors have a really interesting core, Doris. What do you think about it?
Well, obviously they are loaded with young, talented players. Scotty Barnes, good scorer, excellent rebounder. R.J. Barrett, a little bit streaky as a shooter, but a dynamic scorer. And Brandon Ingram now, still all in their 20s. So which of these players really pops as their consistent star?
And it's Detroit with the ball. Following the bucket by the Raptors. Pass to Robinson. And here's Stewart. Let's go with a 3. It's rebounded by Barrett.
What normally he makes that defense gets lucky there.
And that one's good. Ingram.
A long wing. Ingram has the ability to score down low, not just knocking down perimeter shots.
Robinson for 3. Rebound Toronto. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. To the middle. Here's Barnes. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Ingram.
We know Scotty Barnes will embrace the physicality. That score is about concentration.
Cunningham outside. Takes the 3, and that's not going to go. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Raptors up by 3. And quarter number 2 will get underway just after this short break. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. All right, what stands out to you from Toronto in this one?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
Setting the floor for the Pistons. Thompson and Harris make up the forwards. Then there's Cunningham. Then there's Jalen Duren. And it's Jenkins in at the 1. Now here's Barnes. Here's Ingram, and another basket for Toronto.
With his length, Ingram can shoot over defenders.
Pistons trail by 5. Pass to Cunningham. And he lobs it up to the rim, and the dunk by Duren.
He is ferocious on alley-oops. With his good hands and wingspan, Duren makes for an easy target on the lob.
Now here's Barrett. Here's quickly, and he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up, primarily seen as a scorer. Emmanuel Quickly's defense is often overlooked, Doris.
It is, B.A., and I think the first thing about his defensive effort is important, right? He works very hard. His navigation over screens. He's very quick with his rotation. He's a really long-rangey athlete. Couldn't agree more about being overlooked defensively.
Igram on the wing. Fires the three. Duren with a rebound. Duren's got 4 rebounds now. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Raptors coach Darko Rajakovic explained what he's looking for on the offensive end. He said, quote, it's unselfishness, ball and body movement, playing together and making each other better. Also, you have to be able to adjust. Basketball is not set in stone. If it was, it would be a recipe. Back to you.
Yeah, got to roll with the punches. Thank you, Allie. The 2K leaderboard highlighting last season's assist leaders. The 4th spot held by Cade Cunningham.
Not a lot of guys had better vision on the floor than him. He was able to see passing lanes and ready shooters no one else could.
It's Barrett on the wing. He's watched by Cunningham. He can't hit that time. Good D by Duren. They've been taking care of business.
Especially at the offensive end, where they've been totally in sync.
And here's Cunningham outside. Rebounded by Ingram.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Over Cunningham. No good off the back of the rim.
Boy, he hasn't helped them much tonight, but they've gotten a lot of productivity from other players.
And it's good. 2 points.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Now here's Barnes. All right, Doris, when you're talking about the type of player who comes off the bench, what kind of player do you like best in that 6-man role?
I mean, for me personally, I love guys who can keep pressure on the defense with their scoring ability. Somebody who can shoot with range or put it on the deck, because then your offense doesn't take a step back.
Now here's Barnes. Pass to Ingram. Over Harris. Can't hit the short-range fadeaway.
So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
And the dunk by Duren.
Another lead change. Give these teams credit. They're really fighting it out.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 6.
Man, miss after miss for him. When you're having a quarter like this, the only beneficiary is the defense.
Pass to Cunningham from outside the arc. And it's Toronto with a rebound. And here's Ingram. .110 left to play in the first half of basketball.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now. Boy, just tremendous effort on defense. That's a clear message from him. No easy buckets.
Looking to end this cold spell. Offensive rebound. Counted. And the Raptors lead by 1.
Well, one thing you know about Jakob Poeltl, this guy never stops working. What a motor.
Poeltl against Duren. Here's Jenkins. And here's Thompson for 3. Quickly with a rebound.
So disruptive defensively out beyond the arc.
Well, tremendous effort, tremendous timing, the ability to alter shots on the perimeter. That was beautiful.
Now here's Quickly. Converts on the jumper, an easy 2. And now a 3-point Raptor lead.
That's a conversion inside by Emmanuel Quickly. Just a quick opportunity finish.
And here's Thompson for 3. Goes back up. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Toronto out.
Detroit, 19.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. The period came to a close with them holding a 3-point lead. Scoring-wise, they broke even in the second, so little ground was lost there. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what you see out there?
They run this offense seamlessly. Each guy seems to understand his role.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Emmanuel quickly with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, even with the extra attention he's getting from the defenders, he's finding ways to excel.
Well, he knows they're coming for him, but he's accustomed to that kind of attention, and he's quite comfortable dealing with it.
The perimeter filled up by Barrett and Ingram. Barnes is the 4 with Pirtle in the middle. And it's quickly in at the point. That's the group starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic.
Boy, this is the story of the night for this guy. He's taken a lot of questionable shots.
And last season, the Pistons became the first team ever to triple their win total from the previous campaign.
Yeah, going from the worst record in the association in 2024.
Oh my goodness! Cocked it back and fired it home!
Flying high, Asar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
Well, it's always nice to head up to the connected cam to get another angle of these big plays, courtesy of AT&T.
Great contest of the shot. Kind of forced him to fade back more than he'd like.
Here's Cunningham. Cade, even when he's up against it inside.
And I love the energy from Cunningham inside, pushing to get the bucket.
Here's quickly, and it's rejected. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Cunningham. Here's Ingram. And the shot's good. Ingram's got 4 points in the quarter. Pistons trail by 3. Pass to Duren. Just over a minute and a half played in the third. Got a piece of it. And it's going to be out of bounds. Detroit will have another go. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Toronto. On Wednesday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Tuesday, the Chicago Bulls come to town, kicking off a homestand for them.
And for their matchup with the Hornets, that will be their 4th outing in this young season. Coach will want to have his team starting to build a rhythm by then.
Stewart, he's checked in for Duren. Outside Ingram. Shoots over Holland. Here's Pirtle. Second chance effort. The rebound by Detroit. Next matchup, they'll be at home against the Wizards. And that's the first of just 2 home games for him.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. He shoots. They get the rebound. Outside for Ingram. Shoots over Thompson. The shot by Ingram, no good. For Detroit, they've gotten 4.